Dear students, I welcome you all to the online learning class. In the last class, utility analysis, we have seen about the utility concepts and utility analysis. There are two approaches in utility analysis. One is cardinal approach, where utility can be measured in terms of utils given by Alfred Marshall. He has gave us two laws, law of diminishing marginal utility and law of equimarginal utility, where law of diminishing marginal utility tells that the marginal utility, that is additional utility from additional consumption of goods, will go on decreasing, that is diminishing marginal utility. So he attained equilibrium when marginal utility equals the price of the commodity, that is when the marginal utility, that is additional satisfaction received from mango, when equals its price, the equilibrium is obtained. Similarly, law of equimarginal utility tells us that equal marginal utility will be there when consumer purchases some commodities, and the equilibrium obtained in marginal utility of commodity divided by its respective prices should be equal. And another approach is called as ordinal approach, where utility cannot be measured, rather it can be ranked, given by Hicks and Allen. And that method, that approach uses indifference curve to explain the difference. The indifference curve. See what indifference curve means. Utility cannot be measured accurately in quantitative terms, but a customer can rank the good based on the utility he derived, so that the indifference curve arises, or the ordinal approach arises. For example, if a consumer consumes two goods, namely mango and guava, he may prefer mango over guava, or guava over mango, or guava and mango. He is indifferent. Indifferent in the sense he doesn't have any priority. So that situation is called as indifferent situation. So most of the cases, the guava and mango will be treated as same. So there arises the indifference curve analysis and its importance. When the consumer is indifferent, that is he neither prefers any one good, he will choose combination of goods. He will choose combination of goods. Let's see what is indifference curve means. Start with the example. There are 5 combinations, such as combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where mango and guava are consumed by a consumer or given. In the first combination, 1 mango and 15 guavas consumed. In second combination, 2 mango and 10 guava are consumed. And in third combination, 3 mango and 6 guavas. And fourth combination, 4 mango and 3 guavas are consumed. And similarly, in the final combination, 5 mango and 1 guava is consumed. This combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will give the utility U1, U2, U3, U4 and U5. The Hicks and Allen suggested that the utility derived from combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all will be equal. That is, the consumer is indifferent in these combinations. He either chooses 1 mango and 15 guava, he will get the same satisfaction, and he will get 2 mango, 10 guava and get the same satisfaction, or else he consumes 3 mango and 6 guava, where he gets same satisfaction. Thus all these combinations will give him the same happiness, satisfaction. So indifference curve is defined as that represents all those combination of goods that give same satisfaction to the consumer. When we draw a curve for this data, we will get the indifference curve. that is, it represents all those combinations that gives same satisfaction to the consumer, either 1, 15, 2, 10, 3, 6, 4, 3, 5, 1. All these 5 combinations will give him same satisfaction. That is why it is also known as ISO utility curve. ISO utility curve. ISO means same. ISO means same. And utility means satisfaction. Same satisfaction curve. So, so it is also known as ISO utility curve. Let's see the graph of the indifference curve. We could see that the graph is drawn for mango and guava, where a mango is taken as x-axis and guava is taken in y-axis. So 1 mango and 15 guavas. 15 guavas and 2 mango and 10 guavas and 3 mango and 6 guavas and 4 mango and 3 guavas and 5 mango and 1 guava are plotted in the graph. And this is called as indifference curve, the curve that shows all this combination of goods that give the same satisfaction to the consumer. So these two got mango and guava. This first combination, 1 mango and 15 guava, 2 mango, 10 guava, 3 mango and 6 guava will give same satisfaction to the consumer. So he is indifferent in choosing any one of the combinations here. That is why it is called indifference curve. Now we have to find the slope of the indifference curve. Slope of a curve or line is calculated by the formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. We have already known that, already studied in higher secondary, that the slope of a linear equation or linear line is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So slope is found by the formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. We can write it as change in y. Change in y, that is change in y, that is y2 minus y1 means change in y. And when it comes to x2 minus x1, it is change in x, that is represented as delta y by delta x here. Or we can simply call them as dy by dx. Or we can use another formula also, slope is equal to tan theta. So slope also found by the formula tan theta, that is opposite side by adjacent side. So opposite side by adjacent side will also gives delta y by delta x. So in our case, for these two combinations, that is 2 mango and 10 guava and 3 mango and 6 guava, we have to find the slope dy by dx. That is when the mango is in x-axis and guava is in y-axis. Guava y2 means 6 and y1 value is 10. So 6 minus 10 will give you minus 4. And in case of x2 minus x1, 3 minus 2 will give you 1. So the answer will be minus 4. So slope of indifference curve for these two combinations is minus 4. And this is called as, this slope is called as marginal rate of substitution. Marginal rate of substitution, that is when we increase mango 1 unit from 2 mango to 3 mango, the guava is reduced from 10 guava to 6 guava. So this 1 mango is substituted for this 4 guavas. That substitution, that is called as marginal rate of substitution. So marginal rate of substitution is the rate at which one good is substituted for another. That is mango is substituted for another. So it is a rate at which rate it has been substituted. So in our case, for these two combinations, it is minus 4. When we take these two combinations, it will be minus 3. So that means 3 3 guavas has to be foregone to get one mango. Now let's see about indifference map. Indifference map is nothing but a group of indifference curves drawn in a same graph. So a group of indifference curves drawn in a same graph is called as indifference curve map or indifference map. And let's see about the properties of indifference curve. So it is an important properties where we will use it in many of the applications. Here the indifference curves are convex to the origin. So they are convex to the origin. By the graph we can see that they are concave, but when we see from the origin it is convex. So indifference curves are always convex to the origin, and they are downward or negatively sloped. So we have seen that in our example that the marginal rate of substitution or the slope of indifference curve is minus 4 or minus 3. So that is negatively sloped. The slope is negative. Slope will always will give negative value. That is why the second property is they are negatively sloped and they do not intersect. One indifference curve will not meet another indifference curve. They are all independent. That is, this set of combinations will give a utility that no other set of combinations will give. So let's say that it provides as u1 utility, and this one will give u2 utility, and this gives u3 utility, but this 3 will not be equal. So u1 will not be equal to u2 or u3. So they never intersect. And the indifference curve that is far away from origin, that is indifference curve 3 will give the maximum satisfaction. So this gives the indifference curve gives the maximum satisfaction, followed by the indifference curve 2 and followed by indifference curve 1. So these are the four properties of indifference curve, and they are convex to origin, negatively sloped, and they do not intersect, and the indifference curve that is far away from origin indicates highest satisfaction or highest utility. Now let's see about the budget line. Budget line is the line drawn for the two commodities prices, that is defined as all those combination of the two goods which a consumer can buy with his money at a given prices. For example, if mango is rupees 10 and guava is rupees 5 and the consumer has rupees 100, and the consumer budget line will be as shown in the picture. So when the mango price is rupees 10, the consumer with the budget of rupees 100 can purchase a maximum of 10 mangoes, and when the guava price is rupees 5, that is price of y is 5, he can purchase a maximum of 20 guavas. In between, the mango quantities can be reduced and the guava quantities can be increased. So the combinations of these two goods the consumer can buy with his budget, with their prices, given prices, is called as budget line, and the budget line is drawn for this maximum 2 points. So when we know the mango price and guava price, that is x and y axis quantities prices and the consumer budget, we can easily draw the budget line, and we can find the slope of this budget line as minus px divided by py, where px is price of x, price of mango in the given example, and py is representing price of guava in the example. So when we divide the price of x divided by price of y, we will get the slope, that is 10 divided by 5 will give us 2. So the slope will be equal to 2. So let's see how this slope is arrived. The slope is arrived from the formula, the line, the total cost line, that is px into x plus py into y. That is, that we purchase only two commodities, x and y, and their prices, when we multiply with the prices, we will get the cost of mango and cost of guava. When we add, we get the total cost. So this line is y. So y equal to function of x. So this line we have to find. So we keep the py into y in the same place, and we will move this px into x here. So tc minus py in px into x. When we want only the y, we will get tc divided by py minus px divided by py into x. And this is similar to the linear equation a plus bx, a plus bx. So where a means a constant term and b is the slope or coefficient of x. So in linear equation, we know that the b is the slope. Similarly, here the slope of budget line is minus px divided by py. So it is the inverse price ratio. So it is also known as inverse price ratio. Slope of budget line is also known as inverse price ratio. And now we are going to see about the consumer equilibrium. The consumer equilibrium is obtained when the indifference curve meets the budget line. The indifference curve we drawn for the consumer should meet his budget needs. That is, when choices meets with the budget, the equilibrium is obtained. So indifference curve drawn and the budget line drawn should be tangent with each other, and the tangent point is called as equilibrium point, the consumer equilibrium point. So we know that when they have to be in tangent, their slope should be equal. So at the point of tangency, we see that the slope of budget line and the slope of indifference curve will be equal. So the slope of indifference curve is equal to budget line. That is, the slope of indifference curve is marginal rate of substitution, and the slope of budget line is inverse price ratio. These two should be equal, and or else we can tell it as that is minus delta y by delta x equal to minus px divided by py. That is inverse price ratio. So we could see that this one is delta y by delta x. Here the x will be in upper portion. So that is why it is called as inverse price ratio. So delta y by delta x equal to px divided by py. The minus gets cancelled. Therefore, the consumer equilibrium is obtained at the point delta y by delta x equal to px divided by py, or we can write it as delta y into py equal to delta x into px. And this situation gives the consumer equilibrium. Suppose if the consumer equilibrium is not there, that is when the delta y into py is greater than delta x into px, we have to bring equilibrium by increasing the commodity x. That is, we have to increase the consumption of x, that is mango in our case. And in this situation where delta y into py is lesser than delta x into px, we have to increase the y, the guava, we have to increase. It literally tells us that the total cost for guava is higher, so that we have to reduce the total cost of guava by increasing the mango, and this tells us that mango price is higher, so that we have to compensate it with guava. Dear students, today we have seen that indifference curve analysis, what it means, and indifference curve and its slope, that is marginal rate of substitution, we have seen. Later we see indifference map and the properties of indifference curve, followed by the budget line and its slope, and finally the consumer equilibrium.
Thank you for listening.